how are we going to bring in the golden age? It is almost inconceivable because there are so many inequalities between countries. Even within one country, there are so many sections of people who are unequal. And there are poor people, there are rich people, and there are skilled people, there are unskilled people. They are all going to be paid according to their wages. And on a country level, between two countries, there is a country like the United States, which is a very wealthy country. And there is a country like India or China or Mexico. These are poor countries. Africa, a poor country. So how are we going to even conceptualize uh, the upcoming or creating a golden age, given this all these inequalities? How can you do that? Let me break it down to a very mundane level so that we can all relate to it. There are two people. One person is making, say, $100,000. The other person is making like $15,000. When the golden age comes, what's going to happen? Will there be equality, or how are we going to address this problem of bringing uh, equality between people? Socialism, of course, won't work, and we cannot make everybody equal. So inequality will be there. In fact, inequality is the problem uh, at different levels that causes the unrest among people. Now, to go back to this question, the person who is making $15,000 and the person who is making $100,000, there will certainly be different lifestyles, and their children will have different lifestyles. And somehow, up until now, uh, we have been living, and there has been problems, and we somewhat control these problems either internally or externally. Internally, by trying to bring in philosophies like it is my karma, or that is how it is. I don't have the skill set, so I am just have to agree that I have this small job, so there is no way that I can get to that level. And also to look at it from a very conceptual point of view, not that everybody is going to be like uh, the CEO of the company. Somebody has to go and also clean the CEO's bathroom. So the janitors are required. And so there are problems that apparently seem to be unsolvable through mundane means. But then in the golden age, what is going to happen is something very, very different than what we have experienced. And that is a consciousness revolution. Whether you are getting paid like $15,000 or $20,000, or whether you are getting paid like $1 million, it doesn't really matter, provided if everybody realizes, and this is a very, very important part of my teaching for the golden age, it is a literal truth that the person who is making $15,000, regardless of his skill set, regardless of his education, regardless of whatever race or other factors, he and the person who is making $1 million are both gods. The identity with God is what is going to solve the problem. Then other things do not really matter. It is a literal truth that you are God. And this is where you need a little more understanding of what is meant by God. A God, by definition, is someone who can do anything, everything, be present everywhere, omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent. There is nothing that God cannot do, or no place where God is not there, or there is nothing that God cannot do. And you are that. The only problem is, up until now, we have not acted from our God self. The education in the golden age should change its fundamentals, and the fundamental should be one wherein we will emphasize the literal truth and bring it out into the life of everyone that we are all gods. Now, where is the God within us? He is within us as consciousness. What kind of consciousness? Omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence. That is there latent within us. Where is it located? In the brain. It is in the brain. It is in our pituitary gland. It is in our midbrain. It is in our pineal gland. But then we do not give importance to it at all. If we can focus attention somewhere in the middle of our forehead, then the attention will fall on what called in yoga the third eye. And that is the seat of your God self. That is where where God consciousness resides.